And we're back with Converge, and now we have JOToole, who's the Executive Director here at the BC EDC, and we are so happy to have you at the table because Converge is, this whole theme of the show is about the team that you work with.
Right.
Again, let's bring that to the table for letting us know.
As I was watching the first few segments here, to have these two great mayors work with our corporation, but really work on behalf of their communities. Alan's had a long career in banking and mortgage. Mayor Phillips has been a very successful lawyer. For people to take their time out and pitch into their communities and pitch in with the corporation really embodies Converge and the idea of us all coming together, even though the communities are so different, to make our larger community, Beaufort County, a thriving, wonderful place.
And I think that's one theme in everything we've talked about is thriving. And from the very beginning, we all spoke about how every day everybody's making our community better. And what if it's a service, hospitals, doctors, and education, however it is. So as we sit here, I want everybody to understand that some of the workforce that we do have here present, we do have our hospitality, but we have very unique industries. Could you share a little bit of that?
Yeah, so we've got one of the top defense contractors in the world on Hilton Head, and that's L3 Harris. And they make glass. And I'm not going to go into too much on that because it's way above my pay grade. But then we also have a company called Megawatt Lasers, and they use their lasers for surgical needles. And they're made right on Hilton Head. And that's really interesting. And they chose Hilton Head because of quality of life.
Yeah, and I think that is actually one of the reasons why people are looking to come here. We talked about tax purposes, but I think in this new way of life, people were looking for a quality of life. And I think, John, you've spoken about that since I've known you, that people want to be here, have a good life, a quality of life, work, play, family, however that works, correct?
Right, yeah, absolutely. We talk about a balance wheel and the whole Converge concept of being the environment, education, economic development, workforce, skill development, transportation and housing, and all of these spokes being strong. But we always emphasize the environment as the first spoke, and everything we do has to honor what people love about the region.
Yeah, and the corporation has done a great job, John and his team. When Port Royal, we've had about 3 projects that have been really great, that really fit with Port Royal. One, Perrin Woodworking, was an old warehouse. Now that's been turned into a Perrin Woodworking. They do artisan, custom woodworking. It's great stuff. They've also opened up a Windhorse gallery in the front of their building, which is a wine and artist studio. So great venue now that people can hang out and spend time in. Also Shellring Ale Works. That was an old seafood packing plant that was basically defunct and now has got a really great brewery in it. That's a #1 hangout that people love to go to in Port Royal. And then also Stoneworks was a great company as well too. That was an old beverage distributor facility, and now Stoneworks is in there and they do great top of the line countertops. And they did just switch over to all renewable energies as well too, which was big. We had a big event for that. So those are 3 projects that the corporation has been directly involved with, and also really fits that cool, coastal, far from ordinary, brand that we try to look through in Port Royal. So
yeah, and on the last one, it's kind of an interesting one that you're both on the program together, because Stoneworks was on Hilton Head,
right?
And due to airport expansion, which is great for Hilton Head, we worked with them quickly to make it a great solution for John Rembolt, who's running the airport for the FAA's purposes. And then for workflow, they were able to achieve great efficiencies by not operating through 3 buildings on Hunter Road. And now they have this large site in Port Royal that was vacant for years. So it was really a solution that worked for both communities.
Absolutely. I just want one thing I want quick about the airport. Is there an update about the airport that you can share with us?
Absolutely. The terminal expansion is well underway. They've started to go vertical. I think we have about another 1.5 years left on construction for that, but that will be a great improvement to what we currently have.
Well, great. Well, this has been a wonderful first show. What do you think, John?
I think you're hired. We're going to
I
keep
am?
you,
Oh, I
Catherine.
get
Great
the
job.
Thank you so very, very
thank
much.
you. No,
But
you're fabulous.
I
Appreciate
appreciate it. Thank you. And it's been a pleasure having the two mayors, Mayor Perry, Mayor Phillips, continue all the great things. And John, I get to see you next time for Converge.
I'm glad you feel that way.
And we're going to bring our two more mayors, right? We're going to have another conversation.
So we'll have North and South again.
All right. And as we wrap up, I want to thank you for joining us. This is Converge.